All these videos which you are watching right now on my screen are AI generated. So in this video, I will show you how to generate your own AI influencer from scratch with higher consistency and realism. So make sure to watch this video till the end and do not skip any part of it, because I'm going to give you complete workflow right away from scratch, like generating a base image which will establish the identity of your AI character, and then further we will generate more images out of that, and then we will convert those images into content so that we can post them on Instagram or on YouTube. So do not skip any part of it. Now I'm going to use Higgsfield AI for this, but you can use any AI website or any AI model. All you need to know is the right workflow, which I'm going to show you. So let's start this video. The first step to generate the AI influencer with higher consistency is to establish the identity of that character. And for that, let me make you understand how you can do that. Let me open this image first. This is the image I want to show you. In this image, you can see we have 10 different images of the same girl in same lighting condition, on the same background, in same dress with no makeup, and we have different poses and different angles of her. We have close-up shot, we have medium shot, side profiles, and everything. So this kind of image can establish the identity of our AI influencer. And to generate an image like this in a grid, you need a prompt like this. You have to add this simple line before your prompt. Create 3 by 3 grid of different angles and different body poses for. I used Nano Banana Pro for this, and for any reason it refused to generate 3 by 3 grid and created a grid of 2 into 5. So you have to type in like create 2 into 5 grid of different angles and different body poses for, and then further you have to describe how she will look like. So the first line defines the grid, second is the introductory line for the woman, and next is about body type, face and hair, and the last is wardrobe. And we have included some keywords to make her look really natural. This is the first keyword, natural skin with visible pores. This is the second, with natural strands of hair visible. And for eyes, we have used realistic eye reflection with natural catch light. And then these keywords, no AI artifact, no plastic or wax skin, no over smoothing, perfect anatomy, accurate proportions, and few more keywords about her body, natural curve with pronounced hips, breast, and thighs, realistic anatomy, and weight distribution. So these are few keywords, and these are very basic keywords for generating beautiful images of human beings in AI. So make sure you use these keywords. So you have to generate an image like this, and then you can take the reference of this image, lock the identity of your character, and then further generate more images. Now on this Higgsfield website, on the right hand side, we have a button for this image to add as a reference. You can see on the right hand side bottom corner, reference. If I click on that, it will automatically be added to my prompt box as a reference image. Now let me show you what I have created using this reference image. Now you can see on the right hand side, we have information about this image, how it is generated. So first of all, we have a prompt on the top. Again, I have used 3 by 3 grid, but it generated a grid of 2 into 5. Next is information about the model Nano Banana Pro images. If I click on this, this was the reference image. And you can see how consistent she is across all the frames. You can see here, okay, this image, and again generated, further generated. So you can use these images as a reference image to lock the identity of your AI influencer. So now you need to also understand that this format is a great format, and sometimes you will generate images like, let me show you, like this. So we have a reference image, we lock the identity. To lock the identity, you have to type in like, make sure to keep her facial features and body features strictly as it is, or you can also type in like, use the reference image to lock the identity of the character, and then you can prompt how she should look like, okay. And on the top we have this same line, generate a cohesive grid of 3 into 3 of girl from reference image. Now we can see we have a grid here, 2 into 5, and we can extract these images. So this is something I want to tell you here about this grid. You can extract these images individually. Now let's close this, and I already have extracted, so let me make you understand how you can do this. Let's open this image. Now you can see this image is from this grid, okay. I have extracted this image in high quality, and for that what you have to do, Add this image as a reference image and simply type in extract high quality image from grid row 1 column 1. Now what is row and what is column? Row is from left to right and column is from top to bottom. So row is horizontal and column is vertical. So you need to know the position of your image if you want to extract an image from a grid like this. So the first image, this places at row 1 column 1. Last image places at row 2 because this sits in row 2 and at the column 5. So row 2 column 5. Now let's say you want to extract this image on which she is putting her hand on the side profiles. So you have to type in like row 1 column 2. Okay, so this way you can extract these individual images. I have extracted this image as well like this. So now you know how to establish the identity of your AI character, how you can generate these type of grids, how you can extract these beautiful images. With a single prompt, you can generate multiple images like these, and you can choose from these images which one you want to use, and further you can process. Now let's say, let me show you something like this. Okay, the same image I have generated, this image which I'm showing you using this as a base image. Okay, and let me show you the prompt. Keeping character's identity as it is, not a slight change. Then I type generate image of her in a white mini dress, and up to here it's all about her dress. Next is the model stands in a calm, elegant pose. It's about how she is standing. And next is what is the tone of the image and the background. And next is style and realism enhancers, ultra high detail, real camera optics, soft shadow, gentle highlights, natural motion in fabric, lifelike skin texture, no over processing. Next is negative prompt I have used here. Negative prompt means, let's take this example, no wrapped hands. It simply means that no matter what kind of image AI is going to generate for this prompt, but there should not be wrapped hands, no plastic skin, no harsh clothes, no CGI look, no over sharpening, no blur, no noise, no watermark, no text, no AI artifacts. Okay, and once you enter this prompt, you will get an image like this. Now the time is to animate these images, to make content out of these images. So let me go to the video tab. Under video tab, we have so many options. Latest model Kling 3.0. We have motion control. We are going to use only Kling 3.0 and Kling Motion Control. The process is almost same. You can use any AI model, but these two models provide realistic output. So I really love to use them. For now, let's scroll down and see what we have in output. Now you can see I used an image as a reference image, this image, and I prompted, let's open this again, pleasing her body. Okay, now you need to understand how to prompt, and I will tell you how you can elaborate your prompt. I simply wrote pleasing her body, and AI couldn't understand this, and I have used model cinematic studio video. Okay, now close this and let's open this. Let me mute it, and now you can see I have used this image as a reference image, uploaded same image, and I prompted smooth video of her touching her body from thighs to bust. First I wrote this, and then further I wrote in an aesthetically romantic mood, gesture of luring attraction, maintain realism and make it surreal. But later on, I decided that I should also mention that what hand she should like moving across her body. So I mentioned taking her left hand from her thigh to her neck beautifully. And then I thought that her body is also going to react, and that should also be in the scene. So I mentioned that her body moves accordingly. So this is the beauty of this platform, Kling 3.0. It generated this beautiful video, and see how detailed she is inside this. This is such a natural video and with such a simple prompt. Okay, so this is how you can manually animate your character. Now come to the second model, which is Kling Motion Control, which is very popular, and it's really easy to make content out of this, especially for dance videos. In motion control on the left hand side, you can see we have these options to generate our content. And you can see that I have uploaded a video on the left hand side, and also I have uploaded an image of our AI influencer. So what is happening here? Our AI influencer will copy the action of this video. So this is all about motion control. So you can upload a video and then you can upload an image of your influencer, and your influencer will copy the act of that video. Now let me show you what we got from this. On the right hand side, you can see we have information. Under information, we have Kling 2.6 motion control. We have uploaded a static image, and then we have a video playing. On the right hand side also, you can see, and the act is copied by our influencer. So this is the fastest and easiest way to generate content for Instagram. One more video here. Kling 2.6 motion control. Under media, you have static image of our influencer, and then we have a video playing, and the act is copied. So this way you can generate as many videos as you want, and there's other so many ways to generate videos which I cannot cover in this video. But if you talk about the consistency, I have already showed you how you can maintain consistency, how you can lock the identity of your character. So if you liked this video, then make sure to leave a comment, and also let me know what I can add into my workflow if you have any idea. So thank you for watching. See you next video.